and that slim silver can with 2 Red Bulls and the promise to give you wings. To most people, it's just an energy drink, a quick pick-me-up during an all-nighter, an exam, or a long road trip. But if you knew what really lies behind that little can, you'd never look at it the same way again. Because behind every can of Red Bull is a story that doesn't begin in a factory or a boardroom. It begins in the sizzling heat of Bangkok, Thailand, sometime in the 1970s. On a dusty street market in 1976, a local entrepreneur is selling a small energy drink called Krating Daeng. No flashy ads, no brand campaign, just a raw, powerful drink for workers, truck drivers, and those pushing through the night. One day, an Austrian businessman walks by Dietrich Mateschitz. He's on a business trip, fighting off jet lag and looking for something to keep him awake. He buys a can, takes a sip, and he feels it. But what he feels isn't just energy, it's potential. A few years later, in 1984, he partners with Chaleo Uvidya, the creator of Krating Daeng, and together they launch Red Bull GmbH. Each invests $500,000. Not in a drink, but in an idea, a vision, a revolution in a can. They tweak the formula, reshape the brand, and in 1987, Red Bull is launched in Austria. Nobody knows what it is. There's no market for it, no competitors. Just one silver can claiming to give you wings. And slowly but surely it starts. Red Bull shows up at college parties. It's handed out during study weeks, at festivals, in nightclubs, not because it's advertised, but because it belongs. Red Bull wasn't sold, it was adopted, not because it claimed to give you wings, but because it felt like it did. But what's actually inside that can? When you open it, there's that signature hiss, the sound of energy, focus, wakefulness. Inside, 80 milligrams of caffeine, roughly the same as a strong coffee. 1,000 milligrams of taurine, an amino acid that supports heart function, stress regulation, and mental clarity. Add 200 milligrams of glucuronolactone, 27.5 grams of sugar, and a blend of B vitamins like B3, B5, B6, and B12. Or if you prefer, you can grab a sugar-free version, like Red Bull Zero. And no, despite the infamous rumor, taurine doesn't come from bull testicles. It was originally discovered in ox bile, hence the name. But today, it's synthetically produced, just like the caffeine and vitamins, not because it's cheaper, but because it guarantees purity, safety, and consistency across the world. Production is a high-tech spectacle. In cutting-edge factories in Austria and Switzerland, every ingredient is measured to the milligram. Giant mixing tanks, sterile environments, computer-controlled precision. At the same time, aluminum sheets are formed into those slim cans. They're internally coated to prevent any reaction between drink and metal. Everything about the can is built for purity, function, and visual identity. Once the drink is blended, it's filled into cans at lightning speed, thousands per minute, then sealed, pasteurized, printed, coded, and shipped. From there, each can begins a new journey to over 170 countries around the world. But Red Bull didn't become a giant by making a drink. They became a giant by building a culture. They built their own Formula One team, Red Bull Racing, and won multiple world championships. They own football clubs in Leipzig, Salzburg, New York, Brazil, and the UK. They sponsor athletes across every extreme sport imaginable. And when Felix Baumgartner became the first person to skydive from 39 kilometers above Earth, it wasn't NASA who funded that mission. It was Red Bull, and millions watched it live. They even created their own media empire, Red Bull Media House. It produces documentaries, live streams, podcasts, and sports coverage. They don't just make drinks, they tell stories. They create lifestyle, momentum. Of course, there's a darker side. In countries like Norway, Denmark, and Uruguay, Red Bull was banned or restricted due to health concerns. In Canada, the can carries a warning, not recommended for children, pregnant women, or people sensitive to caffeine. Don't mix with alcohol. Don't exceed 500 ml per day. Because yes, when consumed in excess, Red Bull has side effects. Trembling hands, insomnia, anxiety, and when mixed with alcohol, it can mask fatigue and impair judgment. Studies show that the benefits of Red Bull are largely thanks to the caffeine, not some secret magic formula, but even so, when you need to stay awake, when you need that kick, it works. Meanwhile, Red Bull also invests in sustainability. Their cans are 100% recyclable. Recycling just one can save enough energy to power a TV for 3 hours. Their factories focus on reducing emissions, water use, and energy waste. They've developed lightweight cans, optimized transportation, and begun transitioning to renewable energy. Still, Red Bull cans are among the most frequently found littered brands worldwide, a consequence of their massive presence. Despite that, the core idea remains powerful. One man, one sip, one spark, and what began as a Thai street drink became a global culture icon. Today, Red Bull employs over 10,000 people worldwide. Their headquarters sits on a lake in Fuschl am See, Austria, serene and focused, just like the brand itself. The Uvidya family still owns 51% of the company. The Mateschitz family holds the other 49%. Red Bull is still private, still independent, still bold. Now look again at the can in your hand. It's light, sleek, cold, but heavier than it looks. Because what you're holding is not just a drink, it's an idea, a dream, a vision, born on a Bangkok street corner, built through guts, design, and perfect execution. What you're drinking isn't just Red Bull, it's proof that a small idea in the right hands at the right time can change the world, and that even a can can grow wings. This was Product Vision Production, not a video, an experience. Until next time.